Hello folks, this is BestInSlot, and as promised we are back taking another look at the Planet Zoo South America pack. This time around we're not looking at the animals, but instead at the foliage, decoration, construction, all that kind of stuff that's been added to the game. It seems Frontier may have undersold the pack a little bit. They said there's over 250 construction and decoration items. Now I'm sure they removed some duplicates from that for purposes, but we're going to look at over 350 different items in today's video. That is every item that the pack adds other than animals. If you include absolutely everything, other than blueprints as well I should say, it's 358 new items, assuming the maths I did in my head is correct. We'll have to wait and see, but it also adds a brand new map. I did mention this towards the end of the last video. It adds a new mountainous, sort of up in the hills in the rainforest kind of map here in South America. This is now the new South America Tropical. It was a big surprise to me when I logged on for the first time. It is surprisingly big. It's definitely not as big as some of the others, but it's more long and thin. It's going to be really cool to experiment with. But that's not what we're here for. Let's get started on our journey. So I've organised everything into groups, and we're going to go through it group by group. I'm not going to spend too long looking at each thing, because there is 358 of them. I'm going to give an overview of the pack and look at some of the cool things in specific detail. And if you want to pause the screen or anything like that, of course you can do that as well. So folks, 358 items to go. Let's get started with the bamboo stuff, and this is mainly construction materials. So if we start at the middle, actually, you can see here we have bamboo poles in various sizes. There's thin ones and thick ones, and 4 different heights for each. And these, the thin ones here, there's a painted version and an unpainted version. So in total we get 16 different types of bamboo, and that's what it looks like with painting. Along with that, we also get some rope coils. Now, I've clearly messed up a bit there, but these rope coils, if I grab one and move it to an appropriate location, a little bit more, a little bit that way, maybe. There we go. Need to turn on that for a sec. There we go. So, I also have rope coils that you can sort of string around your bamboo, and you get a small version and a big version of that to attach to your various size bamboo poles. Along with that, we also have the bamboo crafting set. If you want to craft buildings, this is probably the set you're going to use more often than anything else. And it does what it says on the tin. It's very similar to the existing building sets in game. You know, you've got all the default shapes you will now recognise from Planet Zoo, but in bamboo form. We also have these pretty cool sort of wall additions or fences if you want to turn them into a fence. These are, you know, looser than the others. They're not like bound to the grid in the way that the others are, so you can use those any way you please, which is pretty cool. And they've got that bamboo look. You expect bamboo to come in like multiple heights, you know. You could integrate these into your walls and give them a little bit of variance, which would be pretty cool as well. Along with that, we have another version of every item over here. Also comes with a painted version. As you can see right here, it comes in green by default, but I've chucked a few other colours in there so you can get a feeling for how it looks. I will say I prefer the default, but I think you could use the panels in very specific areas to bring a little life and colour. Yeah, South America, it's tropical by and large. It should be a celebration of colour. So if you want to do that, you could. There's our big painted set. There's our bamboo set. 86 pieces, 86 so far. Just under 300 to go. Okay, moving on. You can see I've even put arrows on the ground to lead me around my display. This took bloody ages, by the way. Please appreciate the work I've done here. Next up, we have thatch roof stuff coming in 44 pieces, so about half the size. And this is a huge variety of different thatch roof pieces, which will go on top of your buildings. I can show you a couple of blueprints cheekily at the end of the video, so you can maybe get a feeling for how these look. They're very sharp at the top, very stringent. It's very much like stringent's not the word there. It's quite similar to the thatch we had back in the Africa pack, but you can see it's much more close textured. You know, it's not puffing up as much as the Africa stuff does. And it has this kind of like bamboo structure underneath it. It also goes up, unless I'm totally crazy, this is new, but you can see here it goes up 5 meters. Now, my recollection, and I have played a lot of Planet Zoo, is that most ceilings only go up 4 meters. They go up 1, 2, or 4. It seems that the palm thatch, which is our new one, may just have a little bit of bonus height to it. You can see here it's quite similar to the Africa one in terms of these little buildings here, but then it's got also the sharp stuff. It's got a really nice mix of the whole bunch, and some of it does have a little bit of splitting. As you can see here, it gives it a little bit more texture, these thatch roof peaks, and again 5 meters. So that sort of expands the range a little bit more than we would have expected. Now, where's my arrow? We're going back this way. Okay, yes, so this here is wall stuff. Anything I think you are likely to put on top of a wall, essentially, or like on the face of a wall. 35 pieces on this one, including lots of cool decoration, but we're going to start over here. So first on our list we have a couple of different doors. We've got a simple bamboo wooden one right here that looks a little weird on the wall, but we will fix that very soon. And we've got a big green wooden one like that, which you can colour. You can colour the vast majority of things in this pack. It's actually really cool. Anything with colour on it can probably be changed. So feel free to experiment and stuff like that. So we've got that one and we've got that one. And then the idea of the little door is we get these pieces, one of them with this sort of thatched palm leaf and one of it with a little bit more of a bamboo texture again. And you can use that, as you can see, to fill in the gaps at the top of the door in whichever way you would choose. And you could also use those for other things. I was thinking initially, why would you not just have two doors and have one like the left and one like the right? But you could put two in, you could do a double door in different ways. You can mix things up a little bit more. It's just a little bit more creative control. We'll see something again like that in a second. We've got this really awesome wall tapestry. Sort of, it's like a painted, it's not tapestry this one, it's a painted sort of block decoration piece of wood. Got a little cheeky monkey over there, big old flower. This is actually colour changeable as well. I was really surprised by that one. So we can change the pink, for example, to a red. See that? Look at it. How good is that? It's nuts. I couldn't believe it. There we go. Beautiful. I've ruined it. Fantastic. Yeah, nice little wall decoration there. Over here we have our tapestries. These are potentially my favourite things. We've got 6 of these because for some reason the llamas get 2. But highlighting each of the 5 new animals in the South America pack. We've got the tree frog, we've got the llamas, we've got the anteater, we've got the capuchin, and we have the jaguar. And I'm just going to assume, yes, these are of course also able to be changed in colour. And they look great, even changing that. You could make a terrifying jaguar if you wanted. There you go. We can even... Wait. I have to do this, okay? I've thought of the idea, now I have to commit to it. Do like a Black Panther kind of thing. There we go. Very cool. Right, moving on. Working in a similar system to the doors, and this is kind of displaying why you'd want this variety, we have the windows. So what you do is you've got window frames, you've got a little one and a big one, and then you've got 4 things to fill them in with. You've got little ones and big ones, and you can colour change them. So if you wanted your window to look a little bit colourful. I don't know if this is how you're meant to be doing it, by the by. This is what I did. If you wanted to mix and match what goes into your window, or the colours of your windows and stuff like that, whilst maintaining the colour of the frame, you can do that as well. So, a lot of customisation in this pack. Next up, we have some decorations. This butterfly is beautiful. It's also a light. It's got little love hearts on it. It's also a light. I will power this up at some point, I promise, and we will, what colour are we feeling? That's very cool. I haven't seen those at night time myself either, so we'll light those up at the end of the video. Get a few of those in different colours and see how that looks. We also have a capuchin monkey, a little one and a bigger one facing the camera in a fairly terrifying way. This stick down here is part of that as well. We've got a myriad of flowers, some big, some small, in 2 different varieties. We have a red-eyed tree frog. And then we have a bunch of foliage-focused decorations, as you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 leaves and vines and stuff like that. And then some grass down here. And the grass is pretty cool as well. Everything's pretty cool. I love this pack. It is made for me. Like, the design aesthetic is just... Oh, it's so cool. It's so made for me. It really is. I love the style they've gone for. And at the end, we've got our little temple symbol as well. If you're doing a big temple, you want to advertise it, there you go. You've got a sort of big temple symbol sort of thing. Where's my arrow? There it is. Sorry about the outside. So, yeah, sorry about the world. Moving on then, we have other stuff. 19 pieces, including the waterfall. So, I'm going to show you this very quickly. If we nip down in our construction, there is some new special effects. These ones here, special effect waterfall murky. So it's taken the existing 6 pieces for the waterfall, that's the top, the middle, the bottom, at the various sizes, and it's given us like a murky, darker, dirtier water version. I'm really excited to see it, but unfortunately in my sort of tester, content creator version of the game that I've got right now, these aren't currently functioning. I'm sure they'll work absolutely fine when the game comes out tomorrow, which is tomorrow for me is today for you. But they're not working right now, so I can't show you those, but I've included them in the other stuff just so you're aware. And this is just stuff I can fit over there. So we've got some decorations, including my favourite decorations in the entire thing. I take back what I said a minute ago. The stone heads, like Easter Island looking heads. I'm sure there's like many more examples of them in history, but I love them. They're very, very cool. They are my favourite thing. I'm very excited to utilise those. God knows how. I like that the tall one, the big one, you'd think it'd be flipped. The big one looks sort of surprised, a little bit sad, a little bit chill, and this dude looks like he's fuming. I love it. We have the fence over here. So again, we've got these like leaves weaved together and then stricken around with bamboo. similar design language to the rest. We have a lamp post, which is not my favourite, I will say. It's just a little bit over the top in the colour. I would have liked a more chill bamboo lamppost. That would have been cool. This one's very colourful. But that's okay, I'm down with that a lot of time as well. We have a pretty baller looking jaguar as well. Look at that, isn't that awesome? In a very striking style. And of course we have the golden llama. Everyone needs a golden llama. We also have a new shop canopy and a shop facade. A lot of llamas going on here, and that is actually the same, I only just realised, the same as the wall display we had earlier. And this is really cool as well. There's a snake at the top, there's some capuchins in the corners, we've got the llamas up there. We also have two new Zoopedia frames. We've got this one with a little temple sort of aesthetic going on, and the eyes peering out from within the foliage. And we have got a slightly more tame one with a terrified looking llama, a terrifying looking capuchin, a snake, a tree frog, there's something in the bottom. What is that meant to be in the bottom left? Oh, wait. Have I... What? Ah. What is that? I have no idea. And then we've got a couple of signposts which you've been seeing as well. So these ones have this kind of temple theme to them. And these ones have, again, the same aesthetic, but llamas. Because the llamas are all over the bloody place. I think that's it for this stuff. Oh, and also the lights. These are the wall lights. They look weird when stuck into the wall. I think they're meant to go at the top like this. And then maybe sank down. I haven't really figured out how these are meant to look good yet. I think if you sank them down into the wall, maybe. But there you go. Where's my arrow? That was there. Okay, yeah, big arrow. So, it's a big one, this, folks. Moving on. We've got 184 pieces so far. So we're literally, after all that, halfway through the pack. It's nuts. Let's nip over here. This is temple stuff. The best construction stuff by far. 103 pieces in the temple construction set. We'll come back to that in a second. So here we have the ruins section. Basically, you've got these tall sort of walls and a corner with sort of like ruined, cracked rock. This is definitely the thing I love the most in this entire pack. Just being able to make these ruined old temples is going to be awesome. We've got the same in staircases. We've got like a nice, clean, normal one, and then we've got a couple of ruined ones. We've got some pillars, again, with the same idea. Some normal, some ruined. You can really customize these however you want. We've got some piles of rubble. Just as a side, the first thing I'm going to do is recreate King Kong, you know, the video game? When there's a lot of running through ruins in that game, and I intend to bring it to life. We'll nip back here briefly. The pillars also come... Not everything the walls don't for the temple. Oh, they do. These walls don't for the temple. But you can get the pillars in various colours, and again, I've painted a few of those, so you can get a feel for what it looks like. If we head over here to the left, we have our wall ornaments. These are our fancy displays, and we've got these three here, so these are different patterns. You get a painted version of these, and you get a stone version of these. But the gold is nice. The gold is shiny. I really like the gold. We've got wall trims in the same idea, and over here we have back like these big wall panels in the same idea as well. Big, chunky, large sized wall panel. Look at that gold. Isn't that very cool? People are going to do some amazing stuff, and I cannot wait to see what people build with this pack. Honestly, I loved the Arctic pack. I thought the decoration stuff was really cool. This pack blows it out of the water. It really does. We've got these little deco pieces. I think they're meant to go on like the corner of a wall and something like that. It's like a little top hook thingy. There's our rubble. And of course, just like with the bamboo, we do have a more typical building pack as well for the temples. If you wanted to make a fairly standard building, you can do that with the regular pieces. And we have a painted version of said pieces as well over here. Right, temple bit done. Let's move on to wood stuff. Only 34 pieces in this set, but we are approaching the end. So this is very similar to the bamboo poles at the start, but it's made out of wood instead. And there are actually 3 variants rather than 2. So you've got your, what I think this is the standard one right here. And then you've got the thin one, which isn't smaller in general, it's just skinnier by quite a bit. And then you have the big chunky ones here at the far side. Getting chunky, very cool. And then of course we have coloured versions of those, as you can see. And once again we have 3 pieces of rope. One for this small one, one for the normal sized, sort of the medium one. Unfortunately no rope for the big chunky one, which is very upsetting. But there you go, we've got 6 different varieties of rope. Okay, where we go now? Big arrow? Big arrow's telling me to go this way. It's foliage time. So, foliage, actually much less than I expected, I'll be honest. A lot more of the focus is on decoration and construction than the foliage. I thought we would get more foliage than we did. I'm not necessarily complaining, I thought it would be more focused on foliage than it is. Anyways, I've got 27 pieces in the pack nature stuff. I'll explain what that means in a minute. But this is the nature stuff you'll see. So we've got this new, it's called Spanish hanging ivy or something, but that's various different pieces there of this hanging ivy, which I really like. It's got this like sun-bleached kind of look to it. We've got, tell you what, I'll turn this off so I know the names. We've got Cecropia trees in 3 different sizes. We also have, these are monkey nuts, are they? Brazil nuts, I should have said. Brazil nut trees in various types of sizes. Fun fact, Brazil nut, technically not a nut, according to Friends, 15 years ago. And we've also got some species of flowers down here. We have Plumeria flowers large, the biggest of the bunch. They're very, very chunky leaves as well. We've got, these are really cool. These are the monkey face orchids, and they do sort of look like monkey faces. It's a little spooky, actually, I'm not going to lie, but that's probably their defense mechanism. We've got hanging Cattleya orchid flowers, which, having watched, what did I watch recently? Moonraker. I know to avoid orchids at all available opportunities. And we also have a bromeliad plant in small, large, and medium, of course, which is nice, really cool. Oh, we also have this. How did I miss that? This is South American Fallen Mossy Tree 01. I don't know why it's 01 because there is only one of them, but it is a fallen tree. It's a weird looking thing, I will say. I'll give it that much. Now, just before we move on to explaining the pack nature stuff, we have one more little bit down here. So we're on 348 so far, and this is our facility stuff. So we've got 7 pieces over here. We have 3 new types of path. 2 of them are bamboo. One of them is quite well organised and sort of neatly done bamboo. And then we've got this one over here, which is a bit more crisscross, a little bit more haphazard. And then extra special over here, we have a golden path. Don't know when I would ever use it, but I love that it exists. It's very cool. And funnily enough, I was actually talking about this just the other day. I mentioned in one of my videos how I had a problem with the paths in the game in that their elevated versions, for some reason, never had the same texture as the ground version, and they always looked a little bit weird and they didn't blend in that well. All 3 of these paths have elevated versions, as you can see, that actually blend perfectly in with the existing version. It's actually a really cool little change. One thing I do want to do, which I didn't do, I'm just going to very quickly do this. What does the staircase on the gold look like? There you go. Very cool, right? Yeah, it blends in really nicely. For some reason, like, usually with other packs, this would be like just flat white or something like that, and I'm really glad they've moved away from that because this makes a lot more sense. This is what the railing looks like for the gold. It's like this sort of ancient temple looking stuff, which you'd expect. And these 2 have the same one. It's really nice though. It's big, thick rope that's being hung up with these other ropes. It gives it a really nice sort of treehouse kind of feeling. There's actually a blueprint in the game for a treehouse as well, so you can put that to really, really... Oh, I've messed up there. You can put that to really, really good use. We also have a new bench featuring a rather prominent, very happy, slightly terrifying anteater. We have a new bin right there, which is super cute. And we have a parasol and again, a really cool picnic table with a big old jaguar design and a snake curling around the outskirts as well. Very, very cool. That takes us up to 355 items. We're not quite done. We're going to head over here. So here, there's actually 18 pieces here because I just added 3 more. This is not listed nature stuff. So basically, if I go into... I'm sure this is getting fixed, but I'm just explaining why it wasn't together. If you go into nature, you go to content pack, and you go to South America pack, this is everything listed, and that's everything you saw over there. This stuff is, unless I've gone crazy, and it is possible, but I don't recognise any of it, it's new. It's just been added to the game, but it isn't listed in the South America pack, so I went through the entire nature foliage section and picked out things that I thought were new. I'm like 99% sure this stuff is new. There may even be more that I haven't caught on. There's one tree that I'm a little suspicious of, but I thought this was a safe bet. So we've got a few more things to add to the list. Here we have the strangler fig roots. As you can see, these are the roots we saw like pulling out of the rock in their sort of promo images for the pack. Over here we have the cordyline plants. Again, we saw these a lot in the promos for the pack. Really, really like these. They're sort of bright purple, really bold, kind of spooky looking. You know, they've got a little bit of danger about them. Love those. And we also have the strangler fig trees themselves. You can see how they go together. And these, honestly, might be my favourite trees in the entire game already. This one in particular, that curve on it is really cool. And then the roots are sort of climbed and spiraled and strangled their way up to the top of the tree. I love that so much. So this would actually be, let me just change this quickly, that would be 18. So that would be 366. So close. 366. And that's it, folks. That is 366 items added to the Planet Zoo South America pack. Just a little addition to the video, folks. As I remembered, I did not showcase the new habitat items. Now, as with some of the nature stuff, those habitat items are not restricted to the South America pack. You can see in the South America pack, even though that's the theme, you know, that's a content pack, I should say, so it should be included within the content pack, they're not actually there. What we do get are these gigantic shelters, which I also have another one over there. I believe these are new. I have no official way of checking that because I can't access the old version of the game. I'm just going by my gut and what I've seen when playing Planet Zoo. I'm very confident on these 6. So there's a new bobbin drum over here. There is a termite mound. I'm 99% sure this one is new. It's designed for the anteater, but of course we can use it for, say, the aardvark we have in our African sandbox zoo. We have a bobbin ball, a small ball, colourful, very cute. And again, we can change the colours as much as we like. Very cool. And we also have this, as I mentioned last time, we have a new type of bedding, habitat bedding, extra large leaves. So you can now use the hay, or you can use the leaves. These two I'm less sure on. It's a water jet, which I don't recognise, I'm very unsure on that one, and a tyre, and I don't recognise the tyre either. I'm very willing to accept I could be wrong on this one. The tyre could already be in the game, and I just haven't experienced it somehow in like 400 hours or 350 hours or whatever. For me, I don't recognise it, so I'm sticking it here, but those 6 at least are new, so I think we can say the final tally is at least 372. Alright, I don't recognise either of these. They're new, they're new. I'm putting my hat down. I don't know where it is, I don't wear hats. 372, okay, let's go finish the video. And if you're trying to decide whether to purchase this pack, whether it's worth your money and time, then hopefully between this and the last video, which would be nearly an hour long together, I've helped you make that decision. For me, I think it is immense value. I will say I did get this for free from Frontier. You know, I got a little bit of early access so I could showcase it to you folks. But between this and the new map, the 5 new animals, like some people were disappointed no story DLC, you know, we didn't get any new story levels. The sheer volume of extra decoration and extra stuff in general, for me, makes that very worth it. It's up to you to decide whether it's worth it for you. Just to finish things off, I'm going to show you a couple of the blueprints. So there's some really cool ones like this temple, which I love. And you get a feeling for the buildings, how they're designed with the thatch, what that's going to look like. We actually saw one of these as well in the promo images. I love that as well with the I don't know how they've even done it. I want to know. Have they actually just left a gap and then strung some bamboo across? That's very cool. That gap in the roof looks amazing. I love that. It's a really nice looking building. Must have taken a long time because I think these were all individual wood beams all the way along there. They are. Let's hop back into blueprints. I'll show you a couple more. The nature scenes are really nice. So we've got this big rock one. There is a new rock type as well. You can kind of see it there. It's like a mossy rock. There's also a dynamic mossy rock. I don't know why, but anyways, there's a mossy rock and a dynamic mossy rock. I'll show you those. No, I'm not going to show you those. They're not part of the DLC, so I'm not trying to address those today, basically. They will be free for everybody who buys. Everyone who owns Planet Zoo will get those for free. So, what are these? What are these? Plumeria. Why are they different colours? You can change the colour of the flowers. I didn't realise. Oh my god, that's amazing. Okay, focus. Focus. Right, what else have we got? There's some cool sort of like ruins ones as well, just so you get a good idea for, you know, what they want. Well, I mean, not what they want, but what stuff you can build with this pack, because of course I didn't really show you earlier on. There's the exhibits. There you go, there's a good feeling for it. I love the ruin stuff more than anything else, I really do, but it's a really cool pack. It really is. Now, let's very quickly, at the end of the video, zoom, make it nighttime, and let's take a look. There we go. Beautiful. They are very cool at nighttime. They really are. Where is my... How does my butterfly not have power? But that does. How weird. Okay, tell you what. Very cheeky at the end. Let's grab ourselves. Turn that off. Grab a... This whole video is so well organised and planned out, and then at the end it's fallen to shreds. There we go. Look, isn't that very cool? Let's grab another one. I'm wondering if the colour... I love that. Yeah, light colour. Look at it! That baller! You could make something very cool with those as well. And I have no doubt that people will. Me, I'm going to lean in a King Kong kind of direction. That's definitely the vibe I'm feeling from this. I think it's going to be perfect for it. But I'm very excited to see what everyone else does. And that's it, folks. Let me know what you think about this. Oh my god. I love it so much. Oh my god, I love it so much. Let me know what you think about this pack in the comment section down below. Hit me up. I'd love to hear your ideas, your thoughts, what you're most excited for in this pack. Please do let me know, and hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and appreciate that it did take quite a bloody long time. I do recommend you pick up the pack. I think it's definitely better than the Arctic pack, which I loved, don't get me wrong, but I do think this is an improvement in a lot of ways. Cannot wait to get started on like a mini zoo featuring just this pack. That's going to be really cool. I should stop talking. I've been talking for long enough. Thank you so much for joining me though, ladies and gentlemen. Talk to me in the comments down below. I'll see you lovely folks next time. Cheers, much love as always. Bye-bye. Hey folks, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want to help support me a little bit more, you can do so at patreon.com/bestinslot. There's a link in the description down below. Every little really does help in times like these, but it's not at all expected, and by just watching the video you've already helped me out massively, and it makes you a pretty cool person, so well done you. Thanks for joining me either way, I'll see you next time.